Good evening. Welcome back to You Decide 2008. And now, here are your moderators, Joe Stitt and Jane Pill.
Hello, everyone. We are in the final segment of a much heated debate between Senator Barack Obama and Senator Hillary Clinton. The topic is the proper classification of unclassified tomatoes currently living in the United States.
The first question of the segment goes to Senator Clinton. Will you make a priority in your first 100 days to give unclassified tomatoes a path to citizenship?
Well, I have been in favor of a path to fruitful citizenship for years. I have voted for it in the Senate. I have spoken out about it around Iowa and this country in this campaign. And as president, comprehensive tomato classification reform will be a high priority for me.
Thank you. Please try to hold your applause until the end. And Senator Clinton, what about the first 100 days?
Well, you've got to get Congress to pass legislation. The president can do as much as possible, which I will do.
Senator Obama, your comments?
Number one, it is absolutely critical that we tone down the rhetoric when it comes to the tomato debate. There has been an undertone that has been ugly. We have often been egged, and most times it has been directed at the vegetable community.
So, the debate over the classification of tomatoes as either vegetables or fruits is fairly new one. Most Americans grew up knowing tomatoes as vegetables. Senator Clinton, are you concerned that your plans to classify tomatoes as fruits will hinder your constituency?
It's important to reevaluate our system of classifications for several reasons, and I stand behind those reasons.
Seriously, folks, stop clapping. If you keep this up, we'll be here all night. And, Senator Obama, your take on the reevaluation.
Well, as you said, most Americans feel comfortable with the classification of tomatoes as vegetables. We grew up with this idea. The idea that tomatoes should be reclassified as fruits began in European countries where, to be quite frank, anything goes.
I want to bring up a more controversial item that was not held up when the tomato debate collapsed in Washington. And that is the vine fence on the border. Senator, back in 2006, you voted for the construction of that vine fence. As President of the United States, would you commit tonight that you will finish the fence and speed up the construction? Or do you think it's time for a president to raise his or her hand and say, you know what? Wait a minute. Let's think about this again. Do we really want to keep all the tomatoes on one long fence?
Well, I think Senator Obama and I both voted for that in 2006. I think when both of us voted for this, we were voting for the possibility that where it was appropriate and made sense, it would be considered.
People, fine, clap, do whatever you want to do. Senator Obama?
This is an area where both Senator Clinton and I agree. The key is to consult with local produce communities, whether it's on the commercial interests or environmental stakes of creating any kind of fence. Oh, and let me add, the Bush administration is not very good at listening.
Well, it's been a pleasure to talk to you both this evening. We encourage everyone to go out and vote in this coming Tuesday's Democratic primary. From AIN headquarters, have a great evening.
And that concludes our 2008 presidential debate on the topic of reclassification of tomatoes in the United States. Live from Houston, Texas. Good night, America.